What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for this week's episode, JoJo's Adventures, Diamond's Unbreakable. Once again, phenomenal episode. Loved this episode. The stuff with, the dude's name is slipping my mind right now, is Standis Harvest. That whole stuff, and I really dug how they actually showed off his stand as an actual physical force. Because when you first see Harvest, you know he's a collector. The stand collects stuff. But I liked how they used Harvest and a form of attack, and I love the way they showed it off there. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing we might see more of this kid. Maybe he ends up helping JoJo and crew when they're facing off against Kira. We'll have to wait and see on that. Well, if that even happens to begin with. But yeah, enough jibber jabber. Let's get into this week's episode. So we started off with this was the opening, where I probably still was my favorite part of the whole episode. A little bit what happens with the end, but I would definitely say this right here was my favorite part of the episode. This was just amazing. It reminded me a lot of the of Stardust Crusader. But by the way, speaking of Stardust Crusaders, it looks like that JoJo is indeed going to be confirmed for Jump Force. And if JoJo's confirmed, then we can expect Dio's also probably be in the game, and maybe Josuke and Kira will end up being like DLC characters. Anyway, because like if you guys have been focused, if you guys been on social media or Twitter at all, you've probably seen like this ad that's popped up with like what all the characters are probably gonna end up being on in Diamonds of Break and Jump Force. We got some dude from Dragon's Quest, which I'm surprised that that's not. I'm pretty sure Dragon Quest isn't a Shueisha property. I mean, I know Akira Toriyama is the character designer for that series, which you guys know he did Dragon Ball. So whatever the case may be on that front. Anyway, so yeah, so it also showed off Kira. It also showed JoJo, although I hope his model isn't final because they need to work on that. It has barely any details on it, so hopefully they work on that. Anyway, it's back to the episode. So like I said, this reminded me a lot of the fight between Darby and Jotaro in Stardust Crusader. When I mean Darby, I'm talking about Darby, the poker game, not the video game with Darby's brother. That was actually no. Jotaro was in that fight too when he was doing the whole baseball thing. Anyway, as I was saying, so they go over to the bank to cash in the lottery ticket that they earned, or I guess you could say, technically stole because it was in the garbage. At the same time, is it really technically stealing? Whatever the case may be, so they get the lottery ticket. So they go over to the bag, and they got the check out there and everything, and and then they're all shocked with how many zeros, how much money it is. Shigechi is like, oh my god, that's so much money. Okuyasu's counting the zeros, and Josuke says, oh my god, that's 6 zeros. I've never seen so much money. They're all shocked at the money that is lying before. He tells them like, hey, you guys are gonna need to wait 3 days for all to process before you can collect your winnings. But first, he says, this teller starts an interrogation with Jotaro and the guys, because this dude doesn't think these 3 teenagers were able to get the lottery ticket. Like he thought that they probably stole her, so which his intuition was indeed right, because they didn't go. So pick up the lottery, go to some store that sells lottery tickets, and actually just got the winning ticket. They just found it in the garbage. So anyway, so he's like, question, by where did you procure this lottery ticket from? And he sniffs his ticket too, he sniffs it a couple times. And Josuke's like, oh, what? Why are we bought? Why would you want to know that? He's like, oh, no, it's just a formality. You understand, security and everything. And he says, oh, we got it in Morio. He's like, that's odd. They don't sell lottery tickets in Morio. So excuse me if I find your story hard to swallow. I like the way he said it. Hard to swallow. Interesting phrasing from the guys over at Viz. I kind of like that phrasing there. And so he's like, and then Josuke, this is when Josuke started to start sweating. This is like I said, this reminds me of the Fire Dark, because like I said, I said this in one of my super reviews before I started reviewing JoJo. I would talk about what if shit hit the fan in one of the episodes, or just something really crazy happened. I would always talk about my super reviews. It was either that or my DBZ Kai reviews. But anyway, so while I was there, I was in, I forget which episode was, but whenever that episode aired, I talked about how it was like the most intense game of poker I've ever seen. Keep in mind, I've already seen Kakegurui, and I know I should really get started on seeing season 2 Kakegurui. I don't even know if it's even airing yet, but whatever the case may be, with that, you guys know I love Kakegurui. It's one of my favorite animes from last year, and here. And so when like you got this whole poker where you got Jotaro versus Darby and Jotaro's like bluffing and you got Darby and everyone's sweating and 10 seconds away from just hyperventilating because they're all breathing so hard like they just ran like 15 marathons and and so you got that whole thing going. This reminds me of that where Jotaro's like where Josuke's like shit, what do I do? So he's like I think he said like S City is where we got this ticket from. I'm like, oh yeah, we got it, SC. It was so long ago, man, that I forgot. It's all coming back to me now. Okuyasu's like, yeah, what he says, it was so long ago. And so he's like, And then he brings... oh, JoJo, I love this dude. And then he says, that actually, where in the back of the ticket, you could see who bought the ticket and was their phone number. And on the back of it, it says Ichika Morikawa, I believe his name was. And everyone's like, what? And then, you got Shigechi almost blowing their cover when he says, oh crap, why didn't we take a look behind on the back of it? And so they both scramble, and then Josuke and Okuyasu scramble to cover Shigechi's matches, and then the teller, we see it turns like, I knew it, you two were lying through your teeth. And so then he calls up the number, and like, and then he tries to scare her by saying, depending on our findings, we may have to turn this into the police, which, what would Josuke even get charged with if they were found guilty, which, stealing trash? Like, I don't know what they would get charged with, because I thought it would be considered theft, because, they didn't steal it. The dude threw it away, so I don't think that would be considered as theft or any real form of stealing. But whatever the case may be on that, so he calls out the number, and the dude says, oh yeah, I bought the ticket, I bought 10 of those, they were all done, so not this one, and he's going on, and so... at this point, the teller knows, like, yep, I know it. Y'all are going, you delinquents. He says, hell would freeze over before the gods give you the winning lottery ticket, you money grubby delinquents. I guess this dude just doesn't like teenagers. And he refuses to believe that they found the winning ticket. Anyway, so... and so, when this goes down, Josuke uses Shining Diamond to change up the name. He punches the ticket, changes up a couple of the characters and the phone numbers to where it says something different, because they say that actually that a friend gave him the ticket because he got a new number and everything. Anyway, and so they call him up, and after they call him up, he says, okay, he says Ichika Morikawa, I think, or Mori, I forget what his name was changed to. And he was like, huh? My name is Morikawa. What the hell are you talking about? He's like, oh, sorry. And the dude looks like, wait, what? I could have sworn it said Ichika Morikawa, or whatever his original name was, and whatever it was changed to. And so he's like, so then he's like, no, fuck. He's like, he pretty much just tells him, and then the dude just tells him to fuck off, essentially. Like, stop bothering me and fuck off. So, he's like, oh, I'm terribly sorry, bows before the dude hangs up, and then goes over to Jotaro, or Josuke, I don't know, I keep saying Jotaro, goes over to Josuke, he's like, oh, I'm sorry, he goes down to his knees, he's like, please take this, and my deepest apologies, yada yada. So, they got the ticket, Shigechi surprised, like, yay, 5 million yen is all mine, and then Okuyasu's like, whoa, what the hell did you just say, boy? You said we were split this 50-50. And then we get back to these two arguing where Shigechi is trying to argue with Josuke, or with the guy saying like, no, y'all don't get nothing. I'm the one that get, because I did all the heavy lifting, even though Okuyasu was the one that did find the ticket. So Shigechi's like, yahoo! I got my money. I'm not 5 million yens richer. Yeah, boy, I got my money. He's celebrating shit. And then Okuyasu's like, what? The fuck you just said, boy? And he's like, no, you ain't fool. He's like, hey, you said we're gonna split this money 50-50, remember? He's like, and oh my god, does Shigechi become the most pompous prick ever. Like, whoever is voicing Shigechi did an amazing job here when he acts like a pompous prick. He says, "Oh, did I say that? I don't recall." And like, I'm like, oh my god, whoever did, like this, y'all got the perfect guy to play Shigechi, because whoever you got did an amazing job here. He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, did I say that? I don't recall." That perfection there from this. Perfection. Anyway, so right after that, so Josuke kind of puts his arm around in front of Okuyasu, and then we got the music started playing, and Okuya's like, "Whoa, bro, why you holding me back, brother? You really gonna let this shit man get away with our money?" He says, "No, I ain't letting him get away with this cash, no sir." So it's like, all right. So they come up there, so they come over there to Shigechi and like, "Yeah, man, you gonna screw us over? That ain't gonna fly with this cash. So pay up." He says, "We're splitting this 50-50. That's what's gonna do." And he's like, and then pulls out like I think it was like two 10,000 yen dollar bills, or yen bills, I should say, not dollars. And so he like, and oh my god, the way he's just attitude, his posture, and just overall just attitude when he just hands him over the cash, and like the way he just even like how the bills are put in his fingers. Just David Productions just did an overall amazing job here. They both like just the way he just overall just like just gives them the money, like he doesn't even want to touch them. He's like, ugh. He's like, "Here, this should get you two beggars off my back." And the looks Josuke and Okuyasu give him, he's like, "Oh, this is the look of man that these guys are gonna kill me a second now." He's like, "Think of these as a paypay from your friendly neighbor." I'm like, "Yo, really, you really gonna quote Spider-Man like this? You are going to drag Spider-Man's name in the mud with you? Shame on you!" And Okuyasu gladly punches him with a good right hook, sends him flying, and he charges right back. He's like, "What you say, boy?" Okay, he doesn't say that, but he's like, "Yo, you better give me that. You ain't going there." And he just takes the jack. He's like, "Give me that." And so then they walk off. Josuke and Okuyasu are talking about, like, just what happened about Shigechi. Josuke says, "Alright, so this ain't gonna work. Our partnership's done. We're gonna cash the money in 3 days, and then we're gonna split the money 50-50-50, like we planned." So, yeah. And so they go. And so they're like, "Yeah, I can't believe he's getting away scot-free. I can't believe he's getting away with 2.5 million yen." And then it dawns on them how much money they're gonna get, and they're like, 2.5 million yen. They're like, money. So they're like dancing around, and they have tears going down their eyes, just those 2D like anime tears. I love it. That scene was funny. But then Harvest and Shigechi get back up, and he's like, "Do you really think you're gonna get away with that money? You didn't do anything to deserve it. That money's all mine." And then Harvest takes a bite out of his ear and runs away. And then Josuke and Shigechi Josuke and Okuyasu are prepared to take him down for another duel. But right before that happens, actually, Okuyasu legs start itching. He says, "Oh, this kind of had me laughing a little bit." He says, "My legs are itching like a son of a bitch." I love the way how he rhymed there. I don't know if that was intentional by the guys over at Viz, but I thought that was funny. And so like, why are my legs so itchy? And then Josuke's like, "Okuyasu, open up your pants." So he opens up, and then we see Harvest are like taking bites and punching off pieces of his flesh, like of Okuyasu. He's like, "How the hell did he get there?" And so Josuke takes care of him, does like his flurry of punches on the guys, gets him off, and then we have this huge swarm of Harvest surrounding Shigechi, and he says, "If you guys follow me and try to get back the money, I'll kill you." And since Josuke and Okuyasu are like, we ain't gonna listen to this 12-year-old brat who we can literally probably beat the living shit out in a straight up close quarters fist fight, which we have seen. Like if you had Okuyasu versus Shigechi and just a good old fist fight, no stands allowed, Okuyasu going to beat him in like 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, a minute. Hell, he could probably beat his ass in like 10 seconds. And so they give chase, and Okuyasu, and so he gives chase, And, Shigechi's running in because, let's be honest, the kid is fat. Let's be honest, he is. He's short, fat, and of course because of that, he doesn't have much stamina. And so he has to get tired, but then Harvest picks him up and they just start rolling past him with some obvious CGI. Like, the CGI was obvious here when they switch over to CGI when, Shigechi's just being carried away by Harvest. So, yeah, some obvious CGI there. So, Shigechi is on the run, he's just laying as a stand, just drags him away. But so then he goes up the wall and asks Josuke, or no, it's Okuyasu, Tazo actually, this kid's actually looking kind of clever. And so he goes up the wall, but they're like, okay, how the hell do we get up there? Now, you would think maybe Okuyasu could use the hand and just go at the air so he could teleport upwards, but he doesn't do that. Instead, Josuke just uses his stand to throw him up to like this first pillar of the building, and from there they kind of do like this little thing where Okuyasu stands grabs Josuke and they just pull each other up, and then they do this kind of whole thing where like one goes to the next level and then he pulls up the other one, goes up to the next level and pulls him up, goes to the next level, etc., etc., till he gets to the top. As Shigechi is slowly making his way to this other rooftop, making his way to these pipes. After that, Josuke and Okuyasu get to near them. They get onto the pipes, and then we find that actually he's like, Harvest can do many things of collecting, including the nails and the nuts and bolts of this pipe. So then the pipes then fly. He's like, bruh, you forgot how bad Shining Diamond is. Uses them, then Shining Diamond starts punching the pipes, the nuts and the nuts and bolts or whatever come back into the door, and the pipes reform, and so they get back up. And I love the way how they got back up. They just get up there in probably some of the most badass JoJo poses I've ever seen. Like, oh my god, these poses were awesome. So they get up there and they're like, bruh. But then actually Josuke is like, he starts seeing his hands kind of like move a little bit. Like there's multiple versions. He starts listening a little bit. He's like, what the fuck? It falls over. Okuyasu is for some reason twitching and is contorting, not twitching, but he's like contorting his body in unnatural ways. Okay, it's not like it's like kind of contorting, but we find out that actually the dude is actually, that both these guys are actually drunk because actually, when they were at the liquor store, right when Shigechi had Harvest kind of carry him out to the building, he actually had one of the other Harvests grab a bottle of what looks like whiskey. I'm pretty sure it's whiskey. It looks like I'm pretty sure it's whiskey, or at least it's definitely one of those harder drinks. And then the kid actually calls it hooch. I'm like, how does this 12-year-old know that alcohol is called hooch? and so he's like, I know alcohol can be used. And he says, when alcohol is put directly into the inserted right into the veins, it doesn't take long for you to be completely shit faced, which is what JoJo and Okuyasu are right now. They're drunk off their asses. And so they're like, so they're drunk as can be. And then Harvard then goes under. He punches Okuyasu's eye. He doesn't full blown I don't think he caved in, but he definitely the man will probably have some serious eye damage, and most likely probably might have lost his eye, or at least have serious eye damage to that eye. And so he's about to go for Okuyasu too, but he closes his eye just in the nick of time and only manages, and Harvard just manages to scrape his eyelid a little bit, but that's about it. And so this is when Okuyasu starts to surrender. And actually, one thing I forgot to mention is that when Okuyasu and Josuke were given chase, Okuyasu said that nobody makes Okuyasu the Great look like a fool. That's gonna come back later in the episode around the end of it. So he's like, oh, please take this money. It's like the 10,000 yen they gave him from that pity payment from earlier, as well as everything else Okuyasu had on him. So he's like, okay, please take the money, and Shigechi be like, I don't know where this obedience came from, but okay, and comes over then to grab the money, and he's like, wait, you weren't planning on attacking me, weren't you, Okuyasu? And both Josuke and Okuyasu have this shocked expression on their faces, like, you two were trying to attack me. And so they're like, so I was going for the attack again, but then that's when Okuyasu's plan goes into motion, where he says, you know, you just got into the hand's range. So he swipes the air. The hand is sent the check is sent flying over to Josuke. He grabs the check, and so Josuke then tears it up, and then tears it up into a million pieces. He's like, the only way for us to make sure that you don't hurt us, that you don't hurt us anymore, is to make sure that I'm the only one that can bring me the ship. So your best bet's giving up. And then he throws into it, and he's like, I don't get it. Why are you going to throw around 25 million yen? Harvest, go after it. So they go after these sheets of paper, where then Josuke and Okuyasu are still drunk like crazy. And you can actually tell in their movements, because they're swaying left and right, right here, which I thought that was a nice touch there from Data Production. So good on that. So they're just like swaying back and forth, like, you know, nothing's gonna stop you from these two drunks. And so from there, Okuyasu gives him a nice good jab right into the front, square in the face. I'm pretty sure the dude probably broke his nose. And so, like, you know, and then Josuke's like, alright, now it's my turn. He's like, alright, so now we're going to be doing a little studying here. Shigechi, so I hope you'll all be doing. Who was the name of the man that's the only person that could once Harvest bring back the piece of the check, can get the check back, who can control Shining Diamond? He's like, you Josuke. He's like, what? He starts banging his head, and his head sounds like it has this boing sound effect, like boing, boing, boing. He's like, huh? I don't hear you, man. I think I forget something you've been studying. He's like, oh, please, Mr. Josuke, sir. Yeah, that's what I like to hear. And what's the name of my partner? That got us the check. Okuyasu. What? Okuyasu the Great, sir? Yeah, now it's on. And then he's like, so tell me, there's three of us. How do you expect us to split the money? And he says, well, I'm going to have half? Huh? Your math kind of, you sure you're stunned, man? Your math kind of off. There's three of us, remember? He's like, a third. I'm good with a third. And then Shigechi's face just goes back to normal, and and for a second I thought Josuke fixed him up, which he might have did, but then he's like, oh, I see now, and then he realizes the error of his ways, that greed got in his way, and how he doesn't see the bigger picture. It was a weird scene, but kind of came out of left field. I was like, wait, what? What's going on here? Anyway, so after that, Josuke, so after that, we get over to the bank. They get the money, and then Shigechi once again tries to haggle and doing the bringing in their stands about how they did the whole lifting, which would be 500 to 1 to 1. And at this point, they're like ready to beat his ass. He's like, "I'm sorry, I'm only kidding." And so we see Josuke's bank account, which was, if I remember correctly, it was 1,555,000 yen was what the overall amount of his bank account was. Some people, and then the narrator's like, some people say that's too much money for high schools to have, but c'est la vie. Whatever that means, I'm pretty sure that's French, but yeah, I actually didn't do the conversions for this one this time. I forgot to. But if I had to guess, if I remember conversions right, 1 million yen should end up being like $10,000, I think, maybe $100,000, whatever it is. It's a lot of fucking money. You can tell that's a lot of fucking money. It's a lot of money, and it is probably too much for Josuke and Okuyasu, especially in middle school, to be having in their pockets. But whatever, c'est la vie, as the narrator said. And that's when the episode ends. So overall, love this week's episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. So overall, again, this episode, once again, a 10 out of 10. Loved it. So hope you all enjoyed the video. You liked, you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Get the links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.